Hello, YouTubers. This is Joe Bravo and MOEBRAVO's Knife Reviews, and today I have a special OEM treat. I have a Vero frame lock Axon. As you can see, a front flipper with a V-spot that allows you to spidey flick it and also front flip it. This happens to be a DLC coded version. The hardware is also DLC coded, which is really sweet. It's got a nice action. It's got the newer style pocket clip. And all in all, a really, really fun package that Joseph over at Vero is putting out. Next to it is a Brian Brown Yeager. This is a really hot offering right now. They didn't make too many of these, and because of that, it is hard to get your hands on one. This is a really fun version. This is the V2, which was done by Riot, whereas the Vero is done by Bestech. Both of these are U.S. maker design and produced in China by OEMs. And just want to give you a little bit of a comparison between the two. I'm going to give you my scale over here on the side. For the Vero is 124 grams or 4.4 ounces. So that guy's a little hefty, you know. Not the lightest knife in the bunch. The Brian Brown Yeager is 4.3 ounces. So I would say they would be exactly the same almost. If you like the weight of one, you'd like the weight on the other. They are a little different in the fact that the Yeager is a flipper and it has a spidey hole shaped very similarly to the Vero V-spot. The Axon, like we said, is a front flipper and is a spidey opener. And I just got this thing, you know, it needs a little time to broken in. Both of them have that sheep's foot Wharncliffe blade style. So, you know, if you like drop points, these are not going to be the knives for you. The Yeager looks to have a little bit hollower of a grind, and that's traditional with Riot from the Chavez 229 that I had and some of the other models. The way that they do a hollow grind is really impressive. So I'm very much looking forward to the new offering. EDC Foundry is supposed to get some soon. The Raptors are supposed to be coming in soon. Very exciting time for Brian Brown and the community because we'll have an opportunity to get some new knives in our hands. Just like Vero, they've got the Mini Synapse and the Neuron, which is the double detent. So there should be some really cool stuff coming from Joseph as well. I don't think there's been a post-production drop on these as of yet. So if you haven't gotten one and you do want to pick one up, there are certainly some available on the secondary market. And there's also going to be the post-pre-sale drop. You know, how does it compare to other models? You know, here, this is a South African custom Shamwari, and you know, this is a front flipper only. I had this on the channel. It is smooth as all hell. Action is beautiful, running on ceramic bearings. Just an absolutely phenomenal piece. I don't know how much they go for on the direct order from Jason and Gareth Bull. I had to pick mine up on secondary, and for what I paid on secondary, you could buy 7 of the Vero Axons from the factory. So that goes to show you, is it worth it 7 times more? You know, for my opinion, the Vero frame lock Axon is much better than the traditional liner lock, bolster lock Axon that was originally released. And I was an Impulse fan, so the Impulse really fit my hand well, and the titanium scales made it feel like a more substantial knife. The Axon that I had was the Red G10, and albeit was nice, you know, it just felt cheap in that configuration. Whereas I really think the Vero Axon frame lock is the I guess, top of the mark right now. If you want it, you know, the Isotope was nice. It really was. Was it my favorite? No, I think the Impulse really spoke to me more than the Isotope did, which, you know, everybody's entitled to have their opinion. What do I think about the Axon? You know, I just showed you a Gareth Bull. If I wanted a front flipper, I would probably lean towards that. If I wanted a Spidey Flick only opening knife, I've got 17 of them, and I don't think the Axon would be one. This is a SD Knives Anthem that just rockets out. It is real drop shut, and I'm really enjoying this. I just drew skiff bearings in this, and man, did that thing open up. The Yeager is a little blocky, I guess you could say. You know, it's just my opinion of it. The Anthem, if you see, it's a little bit more streamlined, and even the Axon. Let me get that back on here doing the comparison. I feel like the contours of the Axon scale, and I don't know, I mean, yeah, you can see it there, it really allows it to get into the hand nicely. I think that's a testament to Joseph's design. And again, it's not a knock on the Yeager, but the first thing when I picked this up is it felt a little chunky and a little blocky, and I was surprised. Not that this is a bad knife, but I was surprised that it was getting all the buzz that it was. This thing's going for $700 on the secondary market because there's only been a limited number of them released, and it's surprising. You know, I really didn't think this knife impressed me as much as some of the other people out there that are, you know, going gaga over it. I mean, which is fine. It doesn't make it not a knife, not a nice knife. I mean, even a Chavez 229, I loathe the 229. I can't stand it. Just didn't fit my hand right. Did it make it a bad knife? No. Just made it so that it didn't fit my hand properly, so I didn't care for it. I kind of feel the same way with this guy. The scales are just a little thick. It's a little chunky. Could I get used to it? Yeah, without a doubt. You know, is it a little short for me? I tend to like this pinky to have a little bit more purchase on it. You know, I could always do a 3-finger grip if I wanted to, even though nobody ever does. Not with a regular production knife that's full size. The Axon handle, you know, Joseph and I have very similar hands, so it would make sense that this grip would fit me really, really nice, you know. And I don't know how Joseph's hands are. I don't mean to say that I do, but I can say that when I watch Joseph's video and handle his knives, I imagine he designs the handles to fit his hand well, because why the hell wouldn't he? And I'll tell you that this really fits great in the hand. I could really get some good use out of it. I can't speak to how well the DLC will hold up. I'm a fan of Joseph and Vero's Stonewash, but I wanted to give the DLC a try because it really does look mean. Yeah, both blades, I don't think I mentioned it, are M390 steel. You know, this is, you know, I guess it's a flat grind. It does go all the way up. There's not a lot of hollow in the grind itself. It's probably still a really good slicer. But no, it's not as hollow and not as impressive as the grind on the Yeager. You know, so that's a plus for the Riot team. And, you know, I don't want to say it's a minus because I haven't done any performance testing on these two knives, but yeah, let me give you lengths real quick. I got my ruler here, and we'll see. The blade length on this guy is just over 3.5, I guess you'd say, with a cutting edge of about 3 inches. The overall length is around 7.5. The Axon is closer to 8 inches in overall length with a cutting edge of 3.5 inches, and you know the blade stock's around 3 3/4. Yeah, 3 3/4. Let's see about the spot. Yeah, wow, that right there, that'll tell you why the Yeager has a more hollow grind. The blade stock, it is significantly larger, which is probably again what adds to the drop shuttiness of the Yeager. That's heavy. I mean, it really, really is. And you know, it's funny because both knives weigh the same. So you think about how much that blade stock starts out as and tapers down into an edge. It's really impressive that they were able to keep the weight down as well as they were. But, I could keep talking about this, but it's nothing that everybody doesn't already know. These are two great knives with a lot of hype. If you get one in your hand, I think you're going to enjoy both of them. To me, I think I enjoy the Fraxon, the frame lock Axon, a little bit better than the Yeager, which is fine because that's my preference. And I think it really wins with the handle. The action, I think, has to go with the Yeager. It feels a little smoother, but I got this knife from my buddy MB Wild, and he puts skiffs in it, I think, does some tinkering with the action, and really, really made a beautiful specimen with that. Could the Fraxon get there? Possibly. They take skiffs very well, and you know, with a little bit of work, you know, this knife is brand new. This one's probably been flipped more than 1,000 times. So, you know, what's this knife going to be in 6 months from now? I don't know, but it's already feeling a little bit smoother in the hand. So, thank you everybody for taking the time to watch the channel. Thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, and thank you for commenting. Trying to think of what is going to come up next. I have a Rask coming in bent starburst configuration. In fact, I didn't get upstairs in time, and it's going to be at the post office today. I have my bent starburst haptic, and I'm going to do a comparison video between the haptic in bent starburst, the Spectre in checkered, and the Rask, so that we can get some high-level flipper comparison action and see how the Rask holds up to some of the top competitors in the market today. Looking forward to doing that video. You guys have a lovely rest of your week, and hope to see you soon. Thanks.